Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Aaron Donald. You and the Los Angeles Rams have just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
Good afternoon. You are listening to WQKE LP 93.9 FM out of Plattsburgh, New York. How's it going?
Oh, it's going lovely. I am a very happy man today.
Yeah, we complained last Monday about missing a lot of this stuff. This is one thing I'm really happy we are able to talk about on Monday. Very
Valentine's
grateful.
Day special, by the way.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Not always a happy day for everyone, but after last night, I don't care.
That was a great game. But first, we got a lot of Super Bowl talk. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're gonna allot half the show to the Super Bowl. So if you're ready to listen to football, you've tuned into the right channel. But let's start as we always do. What are we matching today, Desmond?
NFL jerseys. I have my Reggie Bush Saints jersey that I found this at a thrift store, I believe, back home.
Okay.
And what do you got?
I got Tim Tebow, Florida, and I actually have a reason behind it because you sent me. To be honest, this is Desmond's jersey, but. The reason I picked this is because he's a college quarterback who I wanted to work out in the NFL, and last night we watched a college quarterback who has worked out in the NFL, and Mr. Joe Burrow. So
yeah, no, I mean because my dad was a huge Tebow fan, so that's his. So shout out my dad, by the way.
Shout out Desmond.
A lot of jerseys come from him.
Okay, let's start. Let's channel our inner. We're broadcast journalism majors, so like we aren't just isolated to sports. We're isolated to all the media. So let's start with our fashion side, or maybe our like pop culture side with the halftime show.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, that was a great work. I love what I can't remember her name. The NBC reporter said before they came on that hip hop and NFL history have kind of like same thing with basketball have definitely crossed ways at multiple points, and that's like this is the first time that hip hop really got a huge like spot in an NFL game, and they did a great job. The production was fantastic on it. That stage was beautiful. Yep. Oh my goodness.
No, I mean, it's just the fact that they were able to get Eminem, Dre, who I was very shocked that he sounded as good as he did,
and he carried a lot of the load of that show.
Dre, Snoop, Eminem,
Kendrick.
Kendrick's
been MIA for since he dropped his last album.
I need him to drop. I thought he was gonna drop.
I thought he was too.
A single during the Super Bowl. Like he was gonna perform, or he was at least gonna drop it. That unfortunately
no. And he only played the intro to Mad City, and then he played All Right,
and then All Right.
Yeah,
I was very angry he did not get more time to get cut off by Eminem playing.
It was kind of weird what they did, and I'm not complaining at all. But they allotted most of their time to Dre and Snoop.
Which is understandable.
It is understandable, but Kendrick is obviously massive, and Kendrick's been gone forever, and so it was really, really cool to see him. But I wish they had a little more time for him.
I mean,
he could have. If anyone's ever seen him perform, if you just look it up on YouTube, he's an unbelievable live performer for a hip hop artist. He's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, even the surprise guys like 50 Cent,
that
intro was insane.
Great song,
I was jumping out of my seat when that happened. And then Andrew Pac, like you mentioned, I didn't even notice him. I didn't notice him there until
going at it on the
someone
drum.
tweeted.
I love when hip hop artists can actually play instruments. If that makes sense. There's a lot of hip hop artists the first one that comes to my mind is Travis Scott. I don't think Travis Scott can play many instruments. You got Anderson .Paak there, who's he's not really a hip-hop artist, but he's a modern musician. He's rocking it on the drums over there. Dre absolutely ripped it on the piano. I'm sure, that's one of his most popular songs. I'm sure, he has that piano verse. He can play that in his sleep, but he still crushed it. That was a really nice piano, too.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I'll necessarily say it's the best of all time, but definitely...
Yeah, that's a little premature.
Definitely one of the better.
Better in recent years. The Weeknd wasn't horrible, but before the Weeknd, it had been a rough stretch of a couple.
I know a lot of people like the who was it? Shakira and was it?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. I liked it, but people say it's the best of all time. I liked it a lot. I don't know if I'd say it's the best of all time.
There's a lot of really good ones. Michael Jackson's a really iconic one. Besides the fact that he's controversial, that's a really iconic one. There's a couple more that are, I know Bruce Springsteen's is pretty iconic too. Yeah. You have any that comes to your mind?
I mean, obviously we all know I can't come to one in my mind right now because I watch it more for the football and halftime show as much as I do enjoy the halftime show.
We're not really pop culture guys, we're sports guys.
Yeah. But
that's still a really, really good. Usually everyone leaves the halftime show a little bit disappointed. I thought that was one that was
I had a lot of fun watching it.
Just to go back to the 50 Cent thing. That was a really good surprise. Shot up, and that was a great. He sounds good too. Like these are older people.
Men, yeah.
Snoop and Dre are both above 50, I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
And they sounded fantastic.
Who was I don't mean to be disrespectful because I'm into music, but I'm not deep into music. The lady who performed, I can never remember her name. I know my mother is a huge fan of her. Is it?
I'm blanking.
Is it? It's not Missy Elliott, is it?
No, it's Mary. Mary Blige.
Yes, my mother is a huge fan of her, but she did a great job. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, she sounded great.
Everyone did, especially
she's 51 too.
Yeah, they're all older. They all did great jobs.
I think Kendrick's the youngest.
Yeah, Kendrick is also the shortest by a mile. I did not know Kendrick is that
5'6". Snoop Dogg is huge.
He's like
Snoop Dogg's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's very.
That's what I think. That's what makes him look so short. But Kendrick's 5'6". Yeah, he's 30. Kendrick's 34. How old's Eminem? He's in his 40s.
He's got to be in his 40s.
Yeah, he's 49.
Jeez,
man, Eminem is 49.
He's too busy rhyming orange with banana. I said before that he was going to play one of the 3 songs that came to my mind, and that's exactly what happened because they're not.
I don't think I could pick what they play though. That's definitely choosing.
Yeah, probably. But
he still sounded good.
No, he did good. I don't know.
I liked his Jordans.
Yes, he wears. I've never seen that dude wear something other than a hoodie and jeans.
I don't care. Okay, he had a decent outfit. He always has a hood up too.
Yeah,
you got to specify
hat and jeans.
Yeah, and then I've always seen him wearing Jordans.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever not seen him wear Jordans.
I think he released a shoe with Jordan.
Yeah, he's released a couple of Jordan, and the ones yesterday I think were either released or custom. I can't remember. I don't know enough about shoes. And then I don't care what anyone says. Kendrick Lamar's outfit, that was a chef's kiss.
I really wish he performed for longer.
All black
I'm a
suit.
huge Kendrick Farm fan.
I loved his all black suit. I loved his hair. I just love Kendrick Lamar.
Don't even
get me started.
Me too.
He's such an icon. All right, let's
into the game.
Yeah, let's transition to stuff that's we just talked for 8 minutes about a halftime show on a sports show, but it's all right. Great game. That's what I was saying. Sorry to interrupt you, but
I want to talk about why unless the Giants are in the Super Bowl, of course, which hasn't happened since 2011. I don't really care who wins the Super Bowl. Obviously, I'm enjoying the game. I kind of want a side to win, but last year, Chiefs Bucks, I was okay with whoever winning. Year before that, I was okay with whoever won. I was losing it all game because of how badly I wanted the Rams to win because of all these players from my childhood that were in this game. Andrew Whitworth, Eric Weddle, Odell, going to get into Odell soon, Matthew Stafford, all these guys, Aaron Donald, all these guys, especially the two in Eric Weddle and Whitworth. Weddle already announcing his re-retirement and Whitworth likely retiring because he's 40 years old and still a top offensive lineman in the NFL. It's just
Donald maybe too.
I can't believe that. I mean, really, what left can he accomplish?
No, he's done everything.
He's arguably the most dominant defensive player of all time. The only one you can really argue right now is LT.
We'll talk about Donald later. There's a play in that game I still cannot even believe happened.
He's ridiculous. But just seeing all of these guys from my childhood, it was a very good thing to see them win, especially like I said, Weddle and Whitworth, who were really how many years do they have left? And even Stafford, how many years does Stafford have left?
They're gonna have. It's not that those when it comes to Stafford, I'm not worried about him. It's the team around him I'm starting to worry about because Kupp after that season is going to want big time money, and he deserves it. But
you got to think about Von Miller expiring, Odell is expiring, Whitworth probably gone, Weddle. Even though Weddle came in midseason,
Weddle played 4 games or whatever.
What if Aaron Donald decides to retire? That team could look pretty rough next year, but it also doesn't matter because they just won a Super Bowl.
That is the exact definition of going all in.
No, absolutely.
They traded
picks,
everything.
No cap space. And
let's just go win.
You pull out with a Super Bowl.
And even if all those players retire, I hate to say it this way, we'll go a little more in depth in the game, but who won them that game at the end of the day? Stafford and Kupp won them that game. Stafford and Kupp drove up the field basically single-handedly and won them that game at the end. If those two players are around, I still think they're a contending team.
No, I agree.
The only team really in they're in a little bit of a tighter division with the 49ers and the Cards, but still, They're still good enough.
I forgot to write it in my notes, but I do want to talk about the Cardinals and Kyler Murray after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's a really, really weird thing that's going on. All right, so I guess let's do this. I guess analytically, let's go each quarter. First quarter, I was like, this game's going to be a blowout.
Yes, I really did not expect it to be as close as it did.
Yeah, I agree. After the first quarter, I was like, oh my goodness, the Bengals have literally no chance of winning this game.
They had no momentum. They couldn't get anything going.
And then the second quarter, Joe Burrow again, just like the Bengals are just so weird because they just like. They're like against the Chiefs, they're getting absolutely rocked, and they're just somehow still in the game. And it was the same thing yesterday. They're getting absolutely rocked after the first quarter. They're somehow still in the game, and they let the other team know too. I think they're only down 3 at half.
But like, man, I will say, I know there are probably a lot of people who will not agree with me on this. If they lost the Super Bowl, Sean McVay might have had to go. Because you cannot sit there and watch Sean McVay constantly run the football when it's not working and just call up these horrible plays like 3rd and 5 running a wide receiver pass to a quarterback. It's just the constant running of the football that was the number one reason that this game was close. Because look at how effective they were in the last drive when they passed the ball almost every play and got down the field really easily. Like, if you run the ball... They ran the ball 23 times for 43 yards.
Yeah, it was horrible.
1.9
and they have 2 really good running backs.
Yeah, Cam Akers is a beast. Darrell Henderson's not bad.
And Michelle is good. I think he's pretty good.
He's
not bad.
No, he's definitely not bad, but I don't know. He's very questionable at times. But no, I mean, it was just a great performance out of everyone. I don't disagree that Kupp should have won MVP, but Stafford, it's hard to look at his stats and say it, even though if you look further, the one interception was kind of like a chuck-up, arm punt is what they like to call it. And then the other one, who I want to get this guy's name. I very rarely dislike NFL players. I might be I'm going to try to pronounce this, Ben Skowronek hater. Yep. I might be a Ben Skowronek hater because he came very close to costing the game. Not only dropping a very easy pass that led to an interception, dropped another pass on 3rd and 5. I get it. Very, I have respect for the guy. Very intense moment. Hard to come in with Odell going out, but come on, man.
The Eli Apple, if we're going to talk about receiving, the Eli Apple social media response, I'm sure Desmond last night was dying. He had every NFL player. I swear, he had every NFL player on earth tweeting at him.
Let me go back on what I said. I very, very rarely do I dislike NFL players.
You hate Eli.
I hate.
I
Eli
thought you were
Apple.
going to talk about Eli Apple when you said that to me.
No, because obviously, I didn't like the Eli Apple pick at the start. I didn't like taking a corner like that at number 10, but that's to see him not pan out, have attitude issues, and then go and make fun of the 2 teams that gave him a chance and just make fun of them and their fans to just get lit up in every single playoff game. Good. I'm glad he cost them the game, even though I said it to one of my friends, any corner is getting mossed by Kupp on that final play.
Oh, my.
Any corner
okay, that
in the
coverage
NFL.
really wasn't that bad because it was, first of all, a perfectly placed throw to go to the other side, and then those are the types of catches in my mind that don't get enough credit in the NFL. When you are jumping directions in midair and then catch it over the defender's hands.
Those one-on-one catches in the end zone are absolutely, they're ridiculous.
That is what determines an elite receiver in my mind.
Like Mike Evans is really good at that. Yeah, he's very tall, but yeah.
I think Kupp's strongest facet to his game is his footwork. Yes. Underrated take. He's
a very good route runner, very good in the open field.
Like that running play, if anyone saw that, it's one running play of the game. Like his footwork, he stops on a dime and then just goes. Yeah. He's quick. That's the new meta. Little receivers, short, quick guys.
No, yeah,
Tyreek started
receivers.
that.
Look at Tyreek Hill. Look at Hunter Renfrow, who almost made a Pro Bowl as a slot receiver.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp.
You know who started that meta? Cole Beasley. Underrated.
Wes Welker.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm those 2 guys, Cole Beasley is not anything close to great, but that was Cole Beasley was one of those guys.
No, he was a very solid.
Just quit. Yeah, Wes Welker, Cole Beasley, and now we're seeing it an upgraded form of them in Tyreek and just little slot receivers who just can go.
But yeah, I mean, I will say that it was debatable. It was somewhat debatable before. I could, if you said the other way, I wouldn't really mind it. Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to likely end up top 10 or top 15, if not top 10 in passing yards and touchdowns. Has the Super Bowl win. Everyone, he can't win the big game.
He won.
He won the big game.
No, and not only did he win the big game, he won a lot of big games. That game against the Bucs was almost single-handedly. He won that game himself. We're marching down the field.
His teammates kind of sold it for him. Cam Akers fumbled. I think Cooper Kupp fumbled. The snap that went over his head.
Yeah, he even after that game, I was like, man, he's really proved himself on the big stage. Then he did what he did against the 49ers. Then he did what he did last night. I'm like, this guy's really proved himself.
Oh, absolutely.
And okay, I know you don't like him, but I do agree with what Colin Cowherd said today. Like, these are the types of Matthew Stafford's the type of guy we should talk about in the NFL more. Like the people who are just kind of like blue collar players, like don't kind of put their head down, just put in the work.
It's like Eli. They don't talk.
They don't cause drama.
They don't say anything crazy. They just go get the job done.
Yeah,
and
they
go
play
home.
football and they're good.
No, yeah, but I also want to say that if you are the NFL, you cannot have these refs back in the Super Bowl.
It's okay. I think there was. Let me debate you before you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is one argument to it. If the last 2 minutes didn't happen, I wouldn't be as mad about it. But they wait until the last 2 minutes of the game to start calling
all these penalties.
Like you missed the most egregious face mask I have ever seen. I'm surprised Jalen Ramsey didn't go and absolutely punch one of those refs, knowing it.
I would have been livid.
You know why he wears one of those things? I think my stepdad said this.
What?
Wears that it looks like he's in a winter storm. That
I've seen those.
I think he wears it so they can't see him chirp. Honestly,
probably. But no, you can't.
Then the last 2 minutes they start calling everything. I'm like, what is going on right now?
You can't sit there. Watch what T. Higgins did to Jalen Ramsey. Shout out T. Higgins, had a great game. I love T. Higgins. And watch what he did to Jalen Ramsey. Have it get reviewed. All scoring plays are reviewed, and then not overturn it. It's just like, obviously not as bad, but like the Rams Saints game where what's his face obliterated the receiver.
Yeah. I forgot about that one.
But no, it's just you have a game like this absolutely cannot and never should be determined by refs. And
they're lucky it didn't.
And it almost was.
Yeah, if the Bengals won that game, we would have never heard the end of that. That T. Higgins call. All right, let's keep going with the quarters thing. So third quarter, the Bengals come out hot.
Yeah.
They come out hot. Obviously, the T. Higgins thing is a little controversial. Still a nice catch.
Yeah.
And still a good route. However, it was very controversial. And then they have the pick, right?
Yeah, that was when. Yeah, they got the touchdown. And right when that pick was thrown, I thought it was over.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it was over.
This is what happens when you build a team around defense. The Rams pass rush just kept them in the game, and it really proved how, I guess, smart their management is in bringing in Von Miller, because he was absolutely crucial at the end in the third quarter, just keeping them from scoring again.
Yeah, they had 7 sacks as a team, which tied the record.
Yeah,
Roger Staubach got sacked the most at 7, so it's a tie.
But poor Burrow, man.
Yeah, Ernest Jones had 1. A'Shawn Robinson had 1, Leonard Floyd had 1, Aaron Donald had 2, Von Miller had 2.
If Von Miller had not Von Miller. If Aaron Donald had a 4-sack game, he would have won MVP.
Yeah,
it was just because he didn't have the stats.
He was getting triple teamed all game.
Yeah,
there's so many clips of that dude getting triple teamed. All clips again.
And that's why those randos have no offense. That's why those randos have a bunch of sacks.
Like A'Shawn Robinson, guys like him.
Yeah, that's why he has sacks, because I don't remember. I think it was in the third quarter. There's plays where they're triple teaming Aaron Donald, then just one of the guys just walks around literally walks around the end of the line and just sacks Joe Burrow. What is going on right now?
Is this a Mike Thomas? I thought, because I was looking at I'm looking at the stats right now, and I saw Mike Thomas, and I thought it was the Mike Thomas that played for the Giants a couple years ago, safety.
Oh, okay.
He was I think he made a Pro Bowl for special teams. I miss that guy. Very good team guy. But anyways, now that I'm done rambling, I said before the game that I respect both teams. I obviously wanted the Rams to win, but I wouldn't be too upset if the Bengals won. But I said the Bengals, Joe Burrow, Chase, Mixon, they have their whole career. They have 10, 15 years ahead of them.
Yeah, they just need a good draft.
This team doesn't.
They just need a good draft.
Yeah, if they need to take 2 offensive linemen at least. Take one in the first. If there's a guy like Bernard Raymond, I think he's Rain Man, or it's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is a weird name. I know what you're talking about, though.
And then, if Zion Johnson or someone somehow falls into second, you have to take those guys. This is a very, very deep offensive line draft class. take 2.
Yeah, this is like where you build. This is the draft where you build your defense. You're like those weird spots you don't really think of. Like, this is the draft you build your defensive linemen, your offensive linemen, your corners, like just the weird positions.
Yeah, but they'll be back though, 100%.
Oh my God!
I don't think they'll be back next year, but they will definitely.
They could be. I think the only team that really stands in their way now are the Chiefs and the Bills.
It also depends on where Aaron Rodgers could end up. Because he could turn a team into a contender.
He could turn anyone into a contender.
Yeah,
he turned Green Bay into a contender, and they're horrible. They are horrible.
Yeah.
I guess then let's talk about that fourth quarter.
Bro, I thought Joe Burrow was done when he
went down.
I can't remember this happened. I think it happened in the fourth.
Yeah,
that is literally the definition of ACL tear.
Yeah, and you see his face. I was like,
yeah,
like
when
he's
he started
done.
Screaming. Yeah, like because I played football, obviously. One of the things I was always scared of is literally what happened to him. You're just standing there, and a guy just rolls up your leg from behind. Boom, gone. But, yeah, I couldn't believe he came back. I thought he was done. I thought we were going to – I don't even know who their backup quarterback is right now, but I thought we were going to – I think – who is –
As a joke, I was like, is it Case Keenum?
No, I think they have a – if I'm not mistaken, I think they have a young guy. Let me just double-check really quick. Brandon Allen. He was drafted the year before Burrow, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he stepped in when Burrow went out last year. He didn't.
Well, I want to talk about the Bengals when we're done talking about the fourth quarter more specifically, because there's a lot of stuff about that team that is impressive to me. But once again, this is what happens when you build your entire team around defense. Is you can do those types of things where you can limit one of the most potent quarterback QB1 wide receiver 1 combos to how many points did they have in the fourth quarter? 3? No, they had none. Yeah, they had no points in the fourth quarter. And then that final drive for the like you already summed it up perfectly. The final drive for the Rams, where they just kind of marched down the field, just kept throwing the ball, kept hitting Kupp in motion. You can't cover that guy. There's no way.
No.
And then I guess my last thing is that final stop from the Rams was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Aaron Donald
is a beast.
That's really the only way to put it.
Everyone's talking about that 4th and 1 play where he got the sack. Did you see that? I think I already talked to you about this. So that 3rd and 1 play, incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know who that running back was.
Samaje P.
I don't know why Joe Mixon wasn't playing at this point.
Samaje is a very good battering ram to get a yard or two.
Yeah.
And that's just what he is. He was, I think, a 4th-round pick by Washington a couple of years ago. He was like their running back 1 for 1 or 2, like a year and a half or so. Then they got rid of him once they got Antonio Gibson. He's not bad, though, but putting even then, as much of like a good battering ram as he is, I really don't know if you put him in over Mixon in that situation.
I didn't like it. And obviously Aaron Donald loved it because he pulled this guy a yard backwards.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Imagine pulling a full-speed man.
Grown man.
Yeah, backwards. Just grabbing him mid-stride, just pulling him backwards. Like, what is this? And then the final play, triple teamed, just breaks through and gets a sack on Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow almost completed that pass. Did you see?
I kind of thought he was going to.
I thought he was too. Did you see that video or that picture of Jamar Chase in that play?
No.
Jamar Chase.
What was he open?
Wide. He was one set. He had already broken. Jalen Ramsey had already fallen at this point.
Yeah.
He's on a go route. He's gone if he had one more second. So if his line could have held it for one more second, the game was over. Yeah. He was going to throw downfield and score. But I got to find this. It was I was looking here. Look at this. I wish you guys could see this. He's literally wide open. Yeah, and there's nobody even around him. Jalen Ramsey's last.
He's on the ground.
Yep. And literally he had one more second to throw. The game is over. Jamar Chase is wide open downfield, and Joe Burrow's not missing that pass. No. But like you said, they're not done. That team.
No, absolutely not.
And
I mean, they're only going up because they're so young.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow's only going to get better. Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Mixon, only going to get better.
Yeah, they're all going to get better, and they're all. I don't think they have cap issues at all. They're going to have to pay them eventually.
Yeah, they'll have to. They might run into some soon because I think
rookie contracts last a lot longer.
It's like 5 years.
Exactly.
Longer.
We'll talk about rookie contracts when we get to Kyler Murray, but
yeah,
I guess my thought for you is when Joe Burrow left LSU, everyone was like, I don't know if he can do it. He is the best. He had one of the greatest college teams ever put around him. He had I can't remember how many players went in the first round from that team, but it was a significant
Jefferson,
amount.
Chase.
Yeah, just look at his targets. They're two of those two right there are the best receivers.
Randy Moss's son was on that team.
Yep.
Thaddeus Moss. He didn't. I think he had like a stint with Washington, but that was it. The Commanders now. I gotta try to remember to say that. But no, they had a pretty ridiculous team around him.
Yeah, so everyone was like, will he be able to make the transition? Man, did he make the transition. He is, as you would put it perfectly, he is that guy. He is 100% that guy.
He is him.
He's unbelievable. He's just like his... I think what impresses me most about his game is his confidence and his like poise and he's a really good decision maker, and
with the limited amount of time he has.
Yeah, like he made a lot of really good throws under a lot of pressure yesterday, a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
and like he just never looked phased. He never looked angry. Always looked really calm. Like even on the sideline after he got hurt, he was completely fine.
Yeah.
Like never showed any emotion. That's the type of stuff you deal with. Did you see that Ed McPherson stayed on the field at halftime? I love that guy.
No, he's awesome. I love that
and
guy.
He was perfect for a rookie. I think that's perfect in the
playoffs. 17-17. It was tied the record. I'm sure he broke it, but at the time he tied the record with Vinatieri for most field goals in a postseason.
Crazy.
17. Yeah.
He didn't even miss one.
Nope.
That's another guy, completely just stone cold, ice in his vein. He doesn't even phased. Awesome. I was showing I was at my family's house and I was showing everyone that video of him kicking the cap off that Gatorade bottle.
That is ridiculous.
My dad's like, "That's not real." I'm like, I think it is.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, regardless, great game.
Such a good Super Bowl.
So happy to
Such a good Super Bowl.
See guys like Odell, Weddle, Whitworth finally get a ring. Stafford too. All these guys. Donald.
Yeah.
Hopefully Aaron Donald doesn't retire. He reportedly told, I think it was Charles Woodson, that he was going to consider retirement. And then after the game, the sideline reporter asked him about it, and he said he's just living in the moment right now, which is what I expected him to say.
Why would they even waste their time asking that?
It's just, he's going to say that, but it's just like in case he made this decision. But, I mean, yeah, that's all I got to say. Great game.
Al Michaels, man, the GOAT.
I'm so sad to see him go, but
man, he sounds great.
Yeah, he's one of the last good ones because like I cannot listen to Buck and Aikman anymore.
No,
Tony Romo's not bad.
I don't mind Tony Romo at all. He's growing on me.
He's annoying, man. Sometimes like during the Chiefs game, the Bills and Chiefs game, when Travis Kelce got the touchdown to win the game, he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he got both his feet down," when it was literally the most obvious touchdown I've ever seen. Like I can't. He's not bad. He's definitely not bad. I'd prefer him over Buck and Aikman, but he can.
Buck and Aikman are so bad.
It's just Buck is just so boring. He doesn't get excited, especially I hate when he when they both commentate like a Giants and Cowboys game. I have to mute the television.
Yeah,
they're so unbearable. Like you're not supposed to really when you commentate, you're not supposed to pick a side. It's so obvious that they like go for the Cowboys every time they commentate their games.
Aikman isn't a homer though. Aikman's really quick to bash it out.
That's because Troy doesn't know where he is half the time. He is so lost. That's what happens when you have like 30 concussions when you play before there's like any medical science for that. I can't believe that he still does it because like he just stands there and he's like, "Oh yeah." Yeah, Joe, I agree. Like I just can't stand him. I can't.
I love Chris Collinsworth too.
He's not bad. I hate that Al Michaels is leaving. I remember, I didn't know you could do this, but like a year ago or now, I saw a Bleacher Report notification that said ESPN tried to, or wherever he works for now, was it MSNBC or CBS?
He works for NBC, I think, right?
Whatever, NBC. I always mix them up because
the same thing. But keep going.
Basically, and ESPN tried trading for Al Michaels.
Yeah.
Like, what? I didn't know you could do that. But
no, I don't think you could either. But I guess if you own the rights to the announcer, you must be able to
trade another announcer, money and stuff like that.
ESPN, right? That's the most ESPN thing I've ever heard.
I'm not surprised by that at all. But
oh my god!
After having listened to Booger McFarland commentate Monday night games, I just couldn't take it anymore. I'm so glad they took him off. I've never seen someone point out the obvious in every game. It is just...
you can see he made the catch.
As you can see here, he made the catch and then was tackled at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know. But
he's horrible.
I like him. I like him more as a a guy on TV, or a side analyst.
And it's not even fair. I guess this is around a random tangent, but it's not even fair the NBA has so many good announcers. like inside the NBA, it's not even fair. They have the four of those, like Ernie, Shaq, Chuck, like that.
And then they're adding Draymond.
Yeah, they're so funny.
Then you have like I mean, obviously I only watch so many games, like home games for other teams that get commentated. The Knicks probably have the best announcers in the NBA.
Yeah, they do.
Mike Breen and Walt Frazier are probably one of the best.
Yeah, Mike Breen gets put on national.
Yeah,
all the time.
Mike Breen is not only like one of, if not the best announcers ever, but Clyde is hilarious.
Yeah,
I remember. I think they were playing. Oh, they were playing the Hawks, I think, and Clyde's like, he's like, Mike, I learned what OG meant the other day, and he's like, Mike's like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I learned it meant original gangster. Like, all right, no, I love Clyde. The way he rhymes everything it's so good.
One of the most touching moments I thought after Kobe Bryant passed away was Mike Breen's little monologue. That was like the closest I got to crying after. I was like, wow, that was a really
that was rough. But yeah, I wish the NFL had better announcers, but
and then, like I said, Charles Barkley and Shaq, you could find literally like an hour long
of them just
arguing about stuff.
You got Charles calling Shaq fat. Shaq is saying, "Oh, you have no rings." Haha.
Yeah.
But
he calls him fat.
Whenever Charles calls Shaq fat, it's so funny, especially when you look at before Charles lost weight. That dude was a large man.
Have you watched his Lakers rant? I think I sent it to you.
Yes.
Where Ernie had to cut to an interview and he goes, I don't care. Ernie goes, when you come back, you can start talking. He goes, I don't care. The Lakers suck when we get back too.
Yeah. No, I love that show. But with that, we'll finish our NFL segment.
That's a good transition.
With apparently Kyler Murray is like a very bad leader. Like he's always dodging the blame. Blaming his coaches, his teammates, and obviously we talked about how he unfollowed everyone. Do you see like the Cardinals' Instagram like clap back? Like they deleted all their posts and only left ones of Kyler.
Yeah. But
apparently like they're kind of just getting sick of him. And
they can bring him to the Cowboys. The Cowboys will take him.
My dad actually said something funny. He's like, he's the height of a child and acts like a child. But
I love Kyler Murray.
I do love Kyler. I
love Kyler on the field.
If you're gonna be this like it's just a child about everything and like avoid the blame when you were a big reason as to why the Cardinals lost, then at that point you almost got to go because you're the problem at that point.
I was listening to some podcast the other day and they said that a leader in the NFL is proven when you can lead when your team is winning and you can lead when your team is losing. Yeah. That's what makes Joe Burrow and Mahomes such good leaders is that they took a lot of. I think Burrow did. I can't remember about Burrow, but I know Mahomes took a lot of blame after they lost the Bengals. Kyler Murray does not do that. No. But when they were winning, when they were undefeated for halfway through the season, Kyler Murray was hailed as Jesus.
But
doesn't even make any sense.
No, I don't know what they're gonna do. I can't remember what their contract situation is with him, but
I think he's on a couple more years. I believe we looked.
I think he has like options, like his 4th or 5th year option. I think that's what it is. I think he has his 4th
like I said,
or 5th.
I'll take the Cowboys will take him. The Cowboys will gladly take him.
I'll take him. But
the Giants will take him too.
Yeah. But with that,
poor Cardinals.
I mean,
Josh Rosen and then this.
There were 9 mistakes taken ahead of me. Like, no, there weren't.
This poor guy.
I know. I did not like Josh Rosen at all. I was very. I didn't. I will say I was not very high on like Josh Allen and Darnold and all of them, but I definitely did not want Josh Rosen. I hated that guy. But with that, we're moving to the NBA, and we had a very. Arguably the best trade deadline ever.
Up there.
A lot of interesting moves. We'll start off with, without a doubt, the biggest moves.
Yeah, we can probably talk about this
which
for a while.
James Harden was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons. This is off the top of my head.
Seth Curry.
Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Drummond, 2 first-round picks, I believe.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's it. And then the Nets sent out Harden and Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap was not playing games for them. They were looking to move him on, so there he goes. Very solid role player for them. I don't think that the Nets are necessarily better with Simmons, but it's definitely a better fit. There's no doubt behind that.
There's a lot of health issues.
Yes, I will say that they need.
I can't even say that because if we see Kyrie, KD, and Simmons all playing healthy, I'd be very impressed. We'll put it that way.
Absolutely. But with right now, the Philly might be my favorite side of the East. Only because now you add in with Tobias Harris, who's been playing very questionable this year, and he's really only a scorer at this point. You add what Embiid does, and you add Harden to that.
No, they need it. They just needed a shooter. That's all they needed.
Just a facilitating guy that can shoot.
Embiid doesn't really shoot from three.
He does. You'd be surprised. Not anything insane. Like, he's not, like, pulling, like, 9 threes a game, but, like, he shoots pretty efficiently from that area.
The Nets are still the favorite after the Harden trade. So it goes Nets, Warriors, Suns, Bucks, 76ers. I would say I'd almost take the Bucks as the favorite.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put the Nets as favorite.
If we see KD healthy, playing with Simmons and Kyrie's not even going to be able to play at home in the playoffs, I'd be very impressed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the Simmons fit for them if he plays, which we don't know what we're going to get out of him because who knows what he's been doing the last 6 months.
All I know is I woke up and saw him shooting threes during like a pregame warm up, and if that dude starts pulling threes, that might go down as the funniest trade to ever happen because that guy refused to shoot, refused to improve, and then gets traded and starts yakking up threes. Oh my, that will be.
He refused to do anything.
Yeah, no, I mean one of the funniest plays I've ever seen was in that playoff series against the Hawks, where he had I won't say open because Trae Young was there, but he passed up on a layup on Trae Young to give it to Matisse Thybulle, which obviously didn't work out. But no, if they can stay healthy, they'll be a good team. But
guess who the least favorite team in the NBA is?
Is it the Magic?
It's the Thunder.
Really?
Then the Pistons. Then the Magic.
I don't know about that because the Thunder.
Oh, they're all tied. The Magic, Pistons, and Thunder are all tied.
The Thunder, like they're not bad. They're not good, but they're not like the worst in the league. But
I don't know how I feel about the Warriors anymore.
No, they just need to get Draymond back. They need Draymond back, and that's really it.
Yeah, Curry's kind of been left to die a lot of these games.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that, we'll move on to the next trade, and what I think personally might be the worst trade of the whole deadline, in which the Wizards traded Spencer Dinwiddie.
Hey, it's only a bad trade for one side, right? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, absolutely. I can't. Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans for Kristaps Porzingis. My roommate is a Mavericks fan, and he was not very happy after this. He didn't like Kristaps. I don't like Kristaps, but that might have been the dumbest trade I've seen in a long time. Because not only is Spencer Dinwiddie not good this season, not saying Kristaps is good by any means, but Dinwiddie's been terrible all season. Davis Bertans isn't even playable and is on a ridiculous contract. And then you take into the fact that it's a horrible fit. You already have Jalen Brunson. You already have Luka. You already have, obviously I'm not saying Trey Burke is better than Dinwiddie, but you have Trey Burke, who's a solid scoring guard. Yeah, he can't do anything else, but like Dinwiddie at this point isn't a very good scorer. Mm-hmm. But you can't trade away a big man when you need big men for a point guard, when you have point guards. It doesn't make any sense. The Wizards, for who Spencer Dinwiddie was and what that team is right now, stole Kristaps. Again, Kristaps isn't anything insane anymore.
Yeah, just
he's
throw,
solid.
Not to interrupt you, but just throw out the position argument. Like what every team needs.
Yeah.
Dinwiddie for Porzingis? Like, are you serious?
No, yeah.
Like you said, Porzingis hasn't been great lately, but he still has the potential to be elite.
Yeah, when he's healthy.
And now he's put in a more ball-dominant situation because Beal's out.
Yeah. But now the thing is like, you could make the argument, they're making up cap space like the Blazers. No, because not only the combined contracts of Dinwiddie and Bertans probably make up for that, but then they go on ahead and sign Dorian Finney-Smith to a big 4-year extension. Mm-hmm. Like, they have no cap space anymore, and it's just going to be Luka. And then what are you going to do when Luka eventually wants out? Because he's not going to stay there.
Yeah,
he doesn't care enough like that. But
poor Luka, man.
Yeah, it's pretty funny that the first day that after they traded Kristaps, he dropped like 55. I was watching that game with my roommate Chris. It was very fun to watch. I love watching Luka. But with that, I'll move on to the. I'm only going to be covering like the, trades I consider to be. I don't want to sound like disrespectful, but like relevant. So we'll go on to the next one. In the Celtics trading Josh Richardson and Romeo Langford and a first round pick for Derek White. I love this trade. Josh Richardson isn't as good as he used to be. He's still a good defender, solid mid-range shooter. Romeo Langford, is Romeo Langford. Had a lot of potential, but has not come close to it. In the first round pick, I believe it's one for this year. Who cares? The Celtics have been very bad drafting late rounds the last couple of years. So at that point, who really cares? I mean, outside of Robert Williams, they drafted Grant Williams, who's not bad at all. He actually went from like one of the worst players in the NBA. He was very solid this year. But you have guys like Carson Edwards, taking Aaron Naismith over Desmond Bain. There's no point for them to have these late picks anymore. So at that point, to get Derek White, who's not only a great playmaker, great defender, solid scorer at times, very inconsistent at moments, but it doesn't matter when you're that good of a defender and playmaker, which are two things that they need. I like it. I like the pick. I've seen some people not like the trade on Twitter, but I believe it's a very good trade. I've seen some Celtics fans who are very excited about it. But yeah, I'll say, looking at it on paper, it might be an overpay, but in the long run, it's going to work out great because Derek White is not only better than both of those players, he's a better fit. He's just a better fit.
Yeah, the NBA is more like fit dominant than any other league.
Yes, as we've seen with the Lakers, which I don't have anything on the notes, but if we have time, I'll get into the Lakers and how I think they're done at this point.
No, they are done. Even LeBron's like, I feel like he's starting to admit they're done.
Absolutely. He doesn't really care. But
I just don't know what LeBron's future is going to look like.
Yeah,
because he wants to play long.
He wants to play with Bronny, and Bronny
may not even get to the NBA.
Because here's the thing, he's going to, because they're going to want LeBron.
Exactly,
a team is going to want LeBron. It's going to be a big tank thing on tank for Bronny, which he has the build, the potential, but it's just unfortunate because he's playing for a top high school team, and I think he's like a sophomore right now.
No, he needs to. Like, as weird as I agree with you there. Like, as weird as I don't know much about high school basketball, but as weird as it is to say, like, he needs to go somewhere else because he'll never be able to become a 5-star recruit there because he's playing.
Well, I think he will his senior year once he starts getting more minutes than the guys ahead of him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he'll never become. It's like varsity basketball at my local high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, only the juniors and the seniors are playing out there.
Yeah, but with moving, I'd say it's probably player wise. I want to say biggest trade in terms of the amount of players. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's one of the weirdest trades, too.
Yes, a 4-team trade between the Bucks, Clippers, Kings, and Pistons, in which the Bucks got Serge Ibaka and 2 second-round picks. I love this for them. They need a defensive floor spacer from the 5 because Brook Lopez is out for who knows how long, and Bobby Portis is a great floor spacer. Not a very good defender, so great move for them. Clippers get Rodney Hood, Semi the Demi Ojeleye, and Vanja Marinkovic from the Kings. I don't know why they're in this trade.
Yeah, how they even get involved in this trade? That was my question.
They didn't give up. They gave up Serge, obviously, but I really don't know. But I like to see my boy Semi the Demi Ojeleye move on.
Semi the Demi.
He was
weird trade.
No, yeah, I mean I'll move on. The Kings got Josh Jackson, Dante DiVincenzo, who they could have gotten a couple years ago, but they didn't want to. Trey Lyles, and I'm not going to pronounce that. David Michinow,
something like that,
and a second-round pick. And the Pistons got Marvin Bagley. Obviously, Marvin Bagley hasn't lived up to his potential as a number 2 overall pick, but he still has that potential to be a top guy. It's just when you go to a team that basically doesn't want you, throws you under the bus, and doesn't play you, you're gonna lose a lot of value. So I think the Pistons, the potential of a duo of Marvin Bagley and Cade Cunningham is pretty ridiculous. If they both pan out, who knows if they'll both pan out, obviously, but we'll see. I love the trade for the Pistons. They gave up guys they don't need, guys that are taking up cap space for a guy that could potentially be something. And the next trade I'll move on with is the Hornets. Between the Hornets and the Wizards.
This trade.
Me too. The Hornets traded Ish Smith, Vernon Carey, and a second-round pick for Montrezl Harrell. Yeah, I mean, the Hornets got a lot more offense down low. I'm not going to say I don't like it, but I was very surprised that they kept P.J. Washington because they were saying they might trade him, and you already have Plumlee. Now you have P.J. Washington. Now you have Montrezl Harrell. I don't know.
I think the model for the Hornets is the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Like build
around your point guard,
yeah, exactly.
shooters around him.
Like
even though Montrezl Harrell isn't shooting guard, PJ Washington is.
But like you just want like you have an electric player on the court, allow him to be ball dominant. That's how the Mavericks should be built. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have a ball dominant player on the court, just build around him. Like don't take the ball away from him.
They tried to build around him, but the guys that they gave him suck. Straight up.
There's no other way to say it at this point. Poor Luka, man.
Yeah, definitely. But I will say I was happy at first because I thought for sure PJ Washington was gone. I've said it on air before. I want the Knicks to trade for PJ Washington so badly. His ability to space the floor, I shouldn't think he shoots 40% from 3 on like 3 or 4 attempts a game in like 20 minutes is something that you don't always see in big men. So he's not a terrible defender. He's not anything insane on that end, but he's also not bad. But just to add that to a team that is just so in need of spacing from down low, that would be quite good.
That'd be clutch.
But obviously didn't happen as the Knicks didn't make a single move, not one. And I'm gonna finish up the.
I just don't know how you're surprised. Again, I don't know how you're surprised.
I'll go into my little tangent on the Knicks, but I'll get through these last couple of trades. They're pretty quick. The Raptors this went down between the Raptors and the Spurs, in which the Raptors traded Goran Dragic and a 2022 first round pick for Thad Young, Drew Eubanks, and a 2026.
Not a big fan of this pick, or just trade.
Because their pick is going to be mid lottery
for the Raptors.
Yeah, they're like the 6th seed right now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, I know. They've been surprisingly good. I've been loving to watch them play. But, like...
I didn't know that.
They already cut... No, you're good. They already cut Drew Eubanks. And they were in desperate need of backup big because Chris Boucher is not it.
I just really don't like trading. This is why I don't like this trade. I just don't like trading first-round picks if you're, like, one of those teams that's, like, mid-lottery or can't decide whether you want to contend or rebuild. Like, if you're halfway between a decision on whether I want to actually compete this year or rebuild, you shouldn't be trading first. But I see what they're trying to do.
No, yeah. But the Raptors weren't playing Dragic. It kind of came to an agreement that it wasn't working out and that just to stop playing him. I thought for sure he was going to get traded to the Heat or that he was going to sign with the Heat because the Spurs ended up buying him out. But apparently now the Mavericks are the favorite to land him, which I don't understand.
What are the Mavericks doing?
Because I love Dragic. Don't get me wrong. He's a very solid player, not nearly as good as he used to be, obviously, but you can't sign him because then you have Luka, Brunson, Dinwiddie, Burke. I'd assume in that situation, Burke's going to get a cut.
I feel like we could dedicate a whole hour to how bad the Mavericks are. Third time to show.
Poor Luka. They're not even necessarily bad. It's just like they're in the playoffs. I think they're top 6 maybe, but it's just their moves at this deadline don't make any sense. And with that, the last trade that I will mention is the Suns trading Jalen Smith, who I believe is the 10th pick in the 2020 draft, who definitely didn't do much, but he's shown some promise this year. I mean, they signed Bismack Biyombo, who's oddly enough been playing great, and they already have JaVale McGee, who's been playing, like, I almost want to say disgustingly great, because some of the shots that guy takes is mind-boggling. But they traded Jalen Smith and a second-round pick for this year for Torrey Craig and cash considerations. Torrey Craig is back in Phoenix. I like to see that. I'm a big Torrey Craig fan, helping their defense out. Him and Jay Crowder will do wonders for that defense. But with that, I think I'm going to spend a good portion of the rest of the show talking about the Knicks.
I just don't know what's there to be said. Once again, I don't know how you're surprised by this. If they're a horribly run team, I didn't expect them to do anything.
When I sit there and I'm just sitting on my phone, refreshing Twitter.
Oh, no, I watched.
I watched. And just watching all these teams make trades. Seeing that we were potentially looking to trade Cam Reddish, which doesn't make any sense, of course. And then we're looking to trade Fournier, we're looking to trade Kemba, we're looking to trade all these guys. Basically, they said everyone whose name was not R.J. Barrett was up to trade. And then we do nothing. We don't make a single move. How stubborn does this front office and Tom Thibodeau have to be? Because now, what are you going to do about Cam Reddish? What are you just going to not play him for the rest of the season? Waste his potential as much as I am a little. I'll say I'm on the lower side. I still think Cam Reddish has great potential, but I'm on the lower side of if he'll reach that potential. But like just to see how stubborn and I'm sorry how dumb they are about this, and how you see these young guys, you see Quentin Grimes, see Miles McBride dropping 30 points daily in the G League, who has shown he hasn't been bad in his time in the NBA. He's shown the defense that I loved. But like Quentin Grimes, Miles McBride, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, all of these guys who should be getting minutes, who without a doubt should be getting minutes, especially Obi. And then not only do you not make any moves to get rid of veterans, the last game they played against the Trailblazers, Obi played 7 minutes. Obi got outplayed in minutes by Taj Gibson. And we blew a 20-point lead.
No surprise.
To the Trailblazers.
I saw that game. I knew you were going to be mad about that.
I went to go pick up food. We were up 20. I came back. I sat down and I ate. I came back, looked at the score. We lost. I couldn't even. I don't want to say I can't believe it because I very easily can believe it. But I don't get it. I don't understand what this team is doing anymore. I've said it before on the show. It is better to be terrible in the NBA than it is to be a mid-tier team, because if you're terrible, you're getting caps. You can trade away the veterans for cap space. You can get high draft picks. If you're in the middle and you keep the veterans, you have no cap space, and you're going to get a mid-round pick, of which, what are you going to draft with that? Well, I mean, again, when you miss on picks like, taking Frank Ntilikina, taking Kevin Knox. I'm so sorry, but taking Obi Toppin over Tyrese Halliburton. Like when we needed no, I love Obi. Obi's one of my favorite players to watch on the team, but it's just not the right pick.
Yeah.
Taking a power forward. I get they were under the impression that they were going to trade Julius. I do understand that. But when the bigger need is a point guard, like we are in desperate need of a point guard, and you take a power forward when we have a power forward, like come on, man. I just don't get it.
I wish we could make a compilation of you just saying, "Come on, man."
Yeah, it's actually funny. My mom said that because she has a have you heard of the cricket machines?
Yeah,
she has that, and she said she's gonna make a shirt for that says "Come on, man."
No, I just want like a YouTube. We could probably find like 10 minutes if we went back and watched every show of you just saying, you getting mad at things and just saying, "Come on, man."
But I can't take it anymore. If I have to watch one more game of a starting lineup of...
Let me get... I can actually tell... I don't even watch the Knicks that much, and I can tell you it. It's Kemba... Kemba? RJ... Okay, wait, and this is where I'm starting to blank.
Well, it's not in order, but yeah, but Kemba, Fournier, RJ, Randall, Mitchell. I'm cool. I'm cool with the bottom three, especially the way Randall's been playing great. He did not play very good in the Blazers game, but
He's starting to turn it around.
I don't care anymore with him. It's just if you're gonna play awful for half the season and then play good for a half, I still don't want you on my team because I said it on Twitter. I love he's playing great. I love he's looking like he did last year, but I'm not forgetting the first half of the season. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting here watching this dude cost us game after game after game and forgetting that because he's played good the last 3 games. Like I don't care. Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking in the long term here, and Julius Randle's not the long term option, not even close. I don't even know if anyone on this team right now is as much as I love RJ. He needs to develop his shot creating and his ball handling ability. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with this team anymore. Other than, what I wanted to do, break it down and rebuild. I so badly wanted to see a lineup of Quickly, Grimes, RJ, Obi, and Mitchell after the deadline. I knew it wasn't going to happen. But at the very least, I wanted to see Kemba, Burks. I was very shocked that Alec Burks was not traded. I really wanted to see at least Kemba, Burks, and Nerlens Noel get traded. Mm-hmm. They are literally not providing anything for this team anymore. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But at first, we have an announcement to make. I said last week that we were working.
I'll let you do it.
We were working on getting the show on spreading it out, and we did. We released our first episode on Spotify. The official name, by the way, is the Sports Report with Liam and Desmond. Exclamation point after report. We set up our Twitter account, which I believe the @ is Sports Report PLT. I believe.
Yep.
For Plattsburgh, of course. We released it on YouTube, the same name. Spotify.
Tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. Google Podcasts. I got random notifications that they put it on Google Podcasts too. Because the way it works with Spotify is they have their own thing called Anchor, which is how you release your podcast, and that's what I put it on. So it literally puts it on a bunch of different things.
Yeah, so sweet.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on Google Podcasts. don't think I've ever heard of anyone using Google Podcasts, but still.
If you use Google Podcasts, tune in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Here we go. Available on 4 platforms. Spotify, Anchor. Is that on Apple Podcasts?
What?
Oh, it's to submit. So okay, so I can.
It will be on Apple Podcasts. What we're getting.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. I didn't know I could do that. I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah,
do that.
Definitely tune in. If you miss them, like we've said, we're going Monday, Wednesday, 3 to 4 for the rest of the semester.
Yep,
probably.
and then the episodes will be getting released Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday, Saturday, 6 a.m.
Tune in.
Absolutely, very excited to see where the show will go.
Yeah, and like even if you don't even have to watch the full thing. Like it's we try to go in order of importance is how it goes. So like at the beginning of the episode, like today, you're gonna get the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we do like every week. If the Super Bowl didn't happen at the beginning of today's episode, when the NBA trade deadline. Exactly. So just like if you just want your update on sports, you want to hear 2 college kids talk about sports. Like there's no like hard format. We just kind of go back and forth. If you've been listening, like, tune in. We love it.
Absolutely, love this show. Love doing the radio.
So but I mean,
that's all I got.
Yeah, I believe that's all we got today. We're gonna end a little early. So, but like we said, tune in. Social media, the @. We appreciate you guys listening, and we'll see you Wednesday with some more NBA and Olympic action is what we're going to actually talk about on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I wanted to wait till Wednesday until more events happen.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take a look at that.
All right, cool. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.